Hello students. In the previous video, we were discussing about the bulk classification of matter. So in the bulk classification, we classified matter into two types, what mixtures and pure substances. Now let us see one by one what are mixtures and its types and their characteristics, and with examples. So now I already told you, mixtures, they have two or more than two components in them. Okay, there are two types of mixtures. That first one is homogeneous mixtures. Here homo means same. Here homogeneous mixtures, they have same nature. The components which are present in that mixture, they are having same nature. I will explain with an example first. You take a solution of salt. Okay, how do you prepare salt solution? You have to dissolve sodium chloride, or you can take the example of sugar solution. You take a pinch of sugar or a spoon of sugar and you dissolve it in water in a glass. Okay, you have to pour a small amount of a spoon of sugar into water present in a glass, and you have to stir it well. What happens? Sugar gets dissolved in water. Sugar gets dissolved in water. Adu neeralli karaktade. So once it gets dissolved in water, you cannot identify where is the sugar. Nimge sugar ellide anta gottagudilla. So you can do this experiment in your home also. Okay. So before mixing, you can easily identify where is water and where is sugar. Once you mix it, when you mix them together after stirring, sugar completely gets mixed in water, and thereafter the identification of sugar particle in water is not possible. Okay, so this type of mixtures will give you or produces homogeneous mixtures. We call this type of mixtures as homogeneous mixtures. Okay, in homogeneous mixture, components are completely mixed with each other. I already explained you, and the composition is uniform throughout the mixture. Composition means the concentration of that solution is uniform throughout the mixture. So what is this? I'll explain. You take same sugar solution in this beaker or in a glass. Now you take little sugar solution from the surface of this glass and you taste it. It will give you sweet taste. And now you take little amount of solute from the bottom of the container. Illinda ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ sugar solution ತಕೊಂಡು taste ಮಾಡಿ. That also sweeter in taste. That's also sweet in taste. Now you take little amount of sugar solution from the middle of this glass. Again you taste it. The taste is same. The taste of the sugar at the surface of the solution. Taste of the solution at the surface, taste of the solution at the bottom of the container, and even at the middle of this glass or container is also same. That means the sugar is uniformly distributed and it has uniform composition throughout the solution. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ನ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸಿಂಗ್. ಅದು ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ನೀವು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ the sweetness of the sugar solution in the entire part of the beaker. It will give you the same taste. Okay, it will not change from place to place inside the solution. Okay, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆನೂ ಶುಗರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. That means the composition is uniform. The components are uniformly mixed, or components are completely mixed, and composition is uniform throughout the mixture. Examples are sugar solution, salt solution, and air. Air is also a homogeneous mixture. In air, all the gases are uniformly mixed. Nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and some other noble gases also. They're all uniformly mixed. Okay, next the second type of mixtures are heterogeneous mixtures. Hetero means different, homo means same nature ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳ ನೇಚರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ. ಹೋಮೋ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸೇಮ್, hetero means different. Here composition is not uniform. Composition of that mixture is not uniform, and sometimes we can observe different components in them. You can see more than one component. Separately you can identify. I will give you a simple example. You take glass of water and you pour little oil into it. and you stir it well. ಚಂದ ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ಟಿರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? This oil will not mix with water. So after some time it forms different layers. Okay, oil will remain here at the surface of water. Understood? Oil will remain here at the surface of water. They are not going to mix completely. So hetero means different. See, composition is not uniform because the oil particles will not present in this part of the solution. Oil particles will remain only at the surface. Okay, that means composition is not uniform. In homogeneous mixture, the amount of sugar present at the surface as well as amount of sugar present at other part of the solution are all same, because you got sweet taste in every part of the solution. But here not like that. Here the oil particles will remain at the surface only, but at the bottom only water will remain. So composition is not uniform, and sometime we can observe different components. Yes, here we can observe two components separately. At the surface you can observe oil, here you can observe water. So this is about heterogeneous mixtures. So this is very important. Both are very important for 2 marks. They will ask, what are homogeneous mixtures? Give an example. What are heterogeneous mixtures? Give an example. Okay, here I have given some examples. Mixture of salt and sugar. You don't add water. So if you mix salt and sugar, solid state only, salt and sugar, so that will give you a heterogeneous mixture because they are not going to mix completely. Pulses and grains along with some dirt or stone. Okay, pulses and grains. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಅಂಗಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಗ್ರೈನ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಆರ್ ಡರ್ಟ್ಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so what are the other characteristics of these mixtures? In mixtures, components can be separated by simple physical methods. So here we can easily separate the components by some simple physical methods like hand picking. See, you can separate the mixture of salt and sugar just by using hand picking method. It's a laborious method, it takes too much of time, but it is possible if you have time. In case time idre, you can check. Similarly, you can separate the dirt or stone from pulses or grains. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. So you can use this simple methods. Next, filtration. You can separate what a liquid from an insoluble solid using filtration method. You know that ಹೇಗೆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿ you can separate insoluble impurity from a liquid. ಅದು ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಪೇಪರ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ. Next, crystallization. So you can use this technique for the separation of solid particles from a solution. You can use distillation if you are separating two miscible liquids. ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಎರಡು miscible liquids ಅನ್ನು separate ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ you can use this method, that is distillation. Okay, this is about the homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. Next, the second type of substances matter, this classification is pure substances. So what are pure substances? I have already explained. See, pure substances have fixed composition. The composition is not going to change, and sometime here only one component is present, not more than one component. Okay, only one component will be present in case of pure substances. If you have more than one, then it will become a mixture. Pure, you know, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ಖಾಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಟೈಪ್ನ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ there are two types, elements and compounds. What are elements? This is very important for 1 mark. Elements are the simplest form of pure substances, consist of only one type of particles. Okay, so they have only one type of particle. Simplest form of pure substance means you cannot what simplify these substances into further smaller units. You cannot separate them into further smaller units. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಗಳು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ smallest. Okay, smaller than that you cannot get it here. Now these particles may be atoms or molecules. Simplest form of pure substance consists of only one type of particle. These particles may be atom or molecule. Example for pure substance is gold. Gold is an example for pure substance. Why? In gold you can find only the atoms of gold. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೋಲ್ಡಿನ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೂ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. And you cannot further divide this gold atoms into smaller particles of that element. ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ಗಿಂತ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇದು ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So that is the smallest atom. Next, if you consider silver, okay, silver also has only the atoms of silver only. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಗೋಲ್ಡಿನ ಆಟಮ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So it is separate. Next, O2. Oxygen, it's a molecule. Okay, it's a molecule, but it is a pure substance. I'll explain why. Or its element. Why? Because this O2 is formed by the combination of two atoms of oxygen. Okay, here only oxygen atoms are present. Other than oxygen atom, no other elements are present. ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಇದು ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? Here, when two or more than two atoms of same element combines, when two or more than two atoms of same element combines, then you will get element only. Okay, understood? Next, N2, nitrogen. Here also it's an element, because in N2 two atoms of nitrogen are going to combine. See, remember, when two atoms of same element combines to form molecule, it again form element, not a another compound. It's not a compound. This is also not a compound. Next, carbon is also example for an element. Remember. Next, compounds. What are compounds? Compounds are nothing but they are formed by the combination of two or more atoms of different elements. See here, compounds are formed by the combination of two or more atoms of different elements. This is very important. See, I have given these examples: H2O, NH3, CO2, etc. H2O is a pure substance, because if in any container, if water is given, it consists of only the molecules of water. Other than that, it will not have any other molecules. And this is formed. How this is formed? See, H2O is formed by the combination of two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. Similarly, ammonia is formed by the combination of one atom of nitrogen and three atoms of hydrogen. Hope you understood. See, O2 is a molecule, and what H2 is also a molecule. What's the difference between these two? Here oxygen is formed by the combination of two atoms of same element, but compounds, so that's why it is element. Understood? If I consider carbon monoxide, this is compound. Here also we have two atoms. Here also we have two atoms, but the difference is, what's the difference? O2 is formed by the combination of two atoms of same element, but CO, carbon monoxide, is formed by the combination of two atoms of different elements. So that's why we get compounds here. Here we get elements. You got the difference? What are compounds? Compounds are formed by the combination of two or more atoms of, this is important, of what? Different elements. This term is very important here. CO2, NH3, H2, you can give any other examples. Even you can give the example of methane and all. Okay? These are all the examples for compounds. Both are the form of pure substances. Okay? You cannot separate the components of these pure substances by using some simple physical methods. Here you cannot separate what the atoms of water molecule using hand picking method. ನಿಮಗೆ H2O molecule ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು, ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ hand picking method ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. You cannot use this type of methods. ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. If you want to separate what the atoms of gold from gold foil, or atoms of silver from silver foil, you cannot separate it by hand picking method or any other simple physical methods. ಆಗ್ತದಾ? ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So we have to use some other techniques. ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. This is the main difference between what? Mixtures and pure substances. Thank you.